Hi, Princess. Hi, Zeke. Hi, baby girl. It's me, Grandpa. Here's the story you've been waiting for. I did my best here to leave out all the unneeded information, unneeded names, uh, accusations, rumors, everything else. Everything I'm going to say right here is all facts. And hopefully, it'll help answer your questions if you were ever to see this or hear this, to understand why we don't see each other anymore and how it came to be that you guys were taken away from us. So here it is. About a year ago, your mother started acting funny. You know, you know. Up until then, everything seemed to be going really well. I mean, she was our daughter for 30 years, and we've bumped heads and had our spats here and there. But about a year ago, you would have been 6, gonna be 7, and Zeke, you had just turned 5 because we had already went to your birthday party, and baby girl, you weren't here yet, but started acting weird, started being distant, and you know we didn't call or text as much as we had used to, and I started noticing that. So I'd call and text and just talk, make sure everything was fine. Started digging, and I asked your mom. I was like, "Hey, what's going on? Things are different. Things are kind of weird. I'm noticing, you guys are staying away. You guys used to be here every week, a couple times a week, and now, we hardly see you. We used to have dinners here at our house. Your parents would bring you guys over and have dinner at your house, and they'd invite us over. And we've seen each other a lot. And then it just started, we didn't see each other for a week. Then time went on, we didn't see each other for a couple of weeks. Then for a month, and I'm just like, what's going on? And I asked Ba, your grandma, hey, anything going on with the girl? She's no, not that I know of. She's not really, we talk, we text, but we don't have conversations like we used to. And I'm like, okay, well, people grow, but it's just weird. So I call your mom, and I'm just like, hey, what's going on? Like, is there an issue that I don't know about? And she finally said, yeah. She goes, I have an issue with mom. And I'm like, well, what's the issue? And she didn't want to tell me, but I ended up getting that. I guess they had a conversation, and Ba and her had an argument, and I guess it was never settled. But I didn't know what was going on, so I went and talked to my wife, your grandma. I was like, hey, I heard this is going on. Said you guys got into it months ago. And she goes, well, she hasn't told me anything about it. She goes, I thought we were good. So I called your mom back, and I was like, hey. She says she don't know what's going on. Thought everything was good. And she goes, well, yeah, we're good now. I'm not holding any past beef or grudges. I'm like, okay, so then what's the issue? So after that talk, she couldn't really tell me exactly what was going on. But she ended up coming over for Mother's Day. And it was an awkward Mother's Day, but she was still here. And she gave her mom a gift. And we kind of talked. It was awkward talk, but I didn't want to make a scene or cause an argument, so I just let it be what it was. And then after that, it got quiet again, and her birthday was coming up, and you know, Ba set up a surprise birthday party with your dad. Them two were gonna go halfies on the place, the food, the DJ, the drinks, everything. And everybody was still talking good. You know, your father was talking to us good, and it was just your mom. She just, I don't know. We don't know what the issue was. But as your mother's birthday neared, we were just like, okay, it's getting worse and worse. Like, she's not talking to us at all now. So I tried to call your mom. She didn't want to answer my phone. So I started sending her messages, and I'm just like, hey, you know, what's going on? And she's, oh, well, I'm going through some things right now, and, you know, I don't want any stress or whatever, so just stay away from me. Give me space. Leave me alone. So I tried to call her again, like, hey, what was that message about? And she didn't answer me. She didn't send me any more texts. So I called your dad, and I'm like, hey, what's going on with that message? What's going on? And he said, I don't know, she's just going through some things right now. I'm all, okay, well, I know she's pregnant, so, you know, I'm not trying to stress her out. And he goes, no. He goes, it could be the hormones. I don't know. Maybe, you know, after she has the baby, you know, things will get better. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to give her space. I don't want to, you know, she's had issues with pregnancies in the past, so I don't want to be a reason for anything negative to happen. So I'll step back. And I did. But I asked your dad, I was like, hey, so, you know, can we still see the kids? And he goes, yeah. He goes, we're not going to get the kids involved. He goes, whatever's happening is happening between her and her mom. You know, they need to settle that. You know, it's nothing you could fix or nothing I could fix. So I was like, okay, that'll work. Because you guys have been a huge part of our life for the past 7 years. I mean, I watched you 9 hours a day, 4 days a week for your first year. We had you over here all the time. And, you know, you guys were our only grandkids. Anyways, so yeah, your dad said that you guys can still come and get the kids whenever you want. We'll drop them off, but she doesn't want to see you guys right now. I was like, okay, well, what did I do? He goes, it's not what you did. It's just, you know, she's mad at her mom and she doesn't want to talk to you because, you know, it'll just bring up her mom. So I was like, all right. But we can still see the kids, right? He goes, yeah. I was like, all right, can we pick them up this weekend? He goes, yeah, that's fine. So I went to go pick you guys up, and that's when we took you guys to the lake, got on that boat ride. That was in May. And had some good memories over there. We took you to the ghost town. That's when you crushed your fear of heights, when me and you got on that zip line, remember, Princess? And Ziki, I know you were scared. You didn't want no part of it, but we still had a great time. We took those old timey pictures. It was fun. Went to go drop you guys off, and everything was good. Then your birthday was coming up, Princess. I called your father again because he was the only one who was talking to me at the time, and I'm like, hey, so her birthday's coming up, so we want to take the kids out. He's like, no, that's not a good idea right now. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, their mom doesn't want you to see them anymore. And I was like, what are you talking about? I thought you said you weren't going to get them involved. He goes, yeah, but she just doesn't want, she's tired of hearing them talk about you guys. And I was like, but they love us like we love them. How are you going to do that? He goes, it's not my decision. It's their mom's. And I was like, but you've always been big on family. Like, you two both told me straight up that we'll never get the kids involved. He goes, yeah, but she doesn't want you guys to see them. And I was like, that makes no sense, man. I was like, you know how important those kids are to us. He goes, no, I know they love you, and I know you love them. I don't think it's right. He goes, I think it's all messed up right now. He goes, I don't have a problem with you guys picking them up and taking them and me dropping them off, but she just doesn't want you guys to see them anymore. I was like, so we can't see them for their birthday. It's going to be the first birthday in 7 years that we're not allowed to be there. And he goes, yeah. He goes, she just, if the kids don't see you, they can't talk about you. And if they don't talk about you, she won't hear your names. I was like, so let me talk to her, because, and your mom still hadn't had your sister yet, so she was very pregnant at this time, probably like 7 months. And I didn't want to go and knock on the door and upset your mom and make her cry, or put stress on her because of the pregnancy. So I was like, excuse my language, but I was like, this is stupid, man. Those are our grandkids. He goes, no, I know. He goes, and I don't think it's right what she's doing, but that's my wife, and I have to back her up. I'm all about we're family. He goes, yeah, and I love you, and I love your wife. You guys have, done everything for us. I appreciate everything. You're like a father to me. I respect you. I was like, well, then what's this? He goes, well, I have to back up my wife. And as a man, I kind of understand that. But again, I don't. And I would never make the decisions that your mom made, but it's the decision she made. And now we all have to deal with it. So it broke me and your grandma pretty bad. Me and Ba were heartbroken. We were mourning for months. And you guys, were alive and healthy. A person shouldn't have to go through that much pain. But then I find out at the time that there's this TikTok thing going on, and I'm not big on social media. I don't have any social media. YouTube is my only social media, if that even counts. But one of my friends at work showed me a video where TikTok was doing this thing of like hashtag no contact or cut off your family or whatever it was. I'm not saying it ever made sense, but your mom has always been easily influenced by social media since she was a teenager. So it kind of made sense what was happening, but it still hurt. For 30 years, me and Bob done everything for her and your uncles, everything we could. Yeah, we might not have, I guess, been the best parents, but we were the best parents we could be. We didn't, I don't know. I thought we had a good relationship up until then. So I ended up breaking down again and going and talking to your dad. I'm just like, hey, like, this has gone on long enough. Like, when can we see the grandkids? He goes, I don't think that's gonna happen. And then he said he came out because I was parked outside your guys' house. And he came out, and I'm just like, hey, so, what's going on? We missed these kids. It's been months. And by that time, it had been like 4 months already. And he goes, well, she told me to tell you that the reason that you can't see them is because you play favoritism. And I was like, how do we play favoritism? I go, we love them both the same. And he goes, I know, but she said that when it was Princess's birthday, you gave Zeke a present too. And I was like, yeah, we did. But we've been doing that our entire life because your uncles, they're only not even 2 years apart. When your uncles were like 3.5 and 4.5, or 4 and 5.5, they were spoiled. So if it was one of your uncle's birthday, yeah, we'd get him the party and the cake and all the gifts, but we'd have a little bag on the side that had a couple of gifts for your other uncle, just so he can have something too and wouldn't feel as bad. So I don't know if that was a good habit, tradition, whatever you want to call it, but it's what we did. And we did the same for the other birthday. And we did that for our boys growing up. They're 26 already now. So we did that for over 20 years before you guys even came into the picture. So yeah, when it was Princess' birthday, we gave Zeke we gave you a little bag with some toys and some candy in it. And when it was Zeke's birthday, yeah, Princess, we sneak you a little bag with a couple of plushy toys and some candy in it, just because that was our thing. That's how we used to keep peace in our family, and we just carried it on with you guys. So I asked your father, and I was like, hey, how is that favoritism if we do the same thing for each one of them? He goes, well, that's what she said. And I'm all, but that's not true at all. He goes, yeah, but that's my wife, and I have to have her back. I was like, but that's just ridiculous. And he goes, and she also said that you guys, don't watch the kids as much as you used to. And I was like, well, we don't. I was like, but, We were younger 7 years ago when Princess was born. You know, I was at your house 4 or 5 days a week for a year, Monday through Thursday. I was at your parents' house from 7 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. While they went to work, I stayed at the house and I watched you because they couldn't afford daycare. So I did that for a year. I didn't charge them not one penny. Never asked for anything. So we became very, very close over the years. So it still hurts that you guys are gone. You know, your grandma Ba's been crying. I've been crying. And we get no answers. We get absolutely nothing. Your mom just cut us off. And all she had was stories that didn't make any sense. Even your father said they didn't make any sense. He didn't want what happened to happen. And he told me that many times. But he couldn't do anything about it. I guess you guys already know this, you know. Your mom runs the house, so. She makes a decision and that's it. I guess that's great for her. But it's really messed up for everyone else. So I went back one more time and I said, hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't like what you guys are doing. And I love you guys. But I don't like you right now. So my daughter wants me to leave her alone. She wants me to stay away. She wants me to give her space. I will do that. But if she ever needs anything, you let me know. And it's done. She changes her mind, you know, about anything. Realizes the mistake she's making. If she needs help with the kids, me and her mom are there. If you guys are going through issues and you need to drop the kids off at our house, we'll be there. But I'm not going to come back over here because I'm getting nothing, and I've been getting nothing for months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away right now. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to leave. When you guys are ready for us to be back in the picture, you let us know. And he said, okay. He goes, hopefully it doesn't take long, but I will let you know. And here we are going on a year. So next month will be a year. So last time we seen you guys was right after Zeke's birthday party in May when we took you to the lake. We didn't see you for your birthday, Princess, which was the saddest day of our life at that point in time. There's been a lot of sad days in our life since, but missing your first birthday, we knew you were going to be asking about us. And we didn't know what your mom was going to tell you. We didn't know she was going to tell you lies, but I know she wasn't going to make herself look like the bad person. Because in her eyes, she never does anything wrong. So we missed your birthday, Princess. Your mom's birthday. Ba's birthday. We didn't get to see you for my birthday. We didn't get to see you for 4th of July, Independence Day. We didn't get to see you for Thanksgiving. First year, we didn't have our whole family together. First year in 30 years. We didn't get to see you for Christmas. First Christmas, we didn't have our whole family together in 30 years. Valentine's Day, I would always buy Ba roses. I'd buy your mom roses. And then 8 years ago, when you came into the picture, I bought you a single rose every year for Valentine's Day. Remember that? So that was a sad day. It was our first Easter without you. It's been a lot of firsts. And now it's going to be seconds because your birthdays are coming right back up. And it'll be the second birthday we miss. A lot of bad things in this past year. But it just hurts the most that she knew how much it would hurt us and how much it would break us to take you guys away. And by her knowing that and doing so anyways is the worst thing you can do. But just know that after a couple, I don't know, maybe my 3rd month, something like that, I was like, well, if I can't talk to them, I'm going to start making them videos. Because we had sent you letters, but your mom threw them away. And even though we weren't allowed to see you for your birthdays, we went and dropped off presents. And then I'd call your dad and be like, hey, do they like the presents? Oh, we didn't give them to them. Their mom didn't want them to have them. So we did take you presents. We did send you letters. And your mom just didn't want you guys to get them. So I don't know if they told you, which they probably didn't. But yeah, it's been a painful year without you guys. So this is going to be a long one. And it could go a whole lot longer because I'm not leaving anything out, but there's a lot of stories I'd like to tell, happier stories. Maybe in another video. The only reason why I'm doing this is because none of us know how long we have. And if your mom ever comes around to seeing what she did was wrong, or if you guys get old enough to say, I want to go talk to my grandparents and find out why they don't come over anymore. If I don't make it through that, you'll never know the truth. So, this video is my truth. And it's going to be here on YouTube long after I'm gone. Just like all the songs I've made and everything else. So, to my princess, my Ziki, and my baby girl, who I have not seen, held, or have been allowed to have anything to do with. And that's what gets me, because Grandpa didn't do anything. Your mom told me I didn't do anything. Your dad told me I didn't do anything. I know I didn't do anything. But for me just trying to fix the problem, I got punished the hardest. Because you kids know you were my life. So my videos will always be here. And I will send you a video every day. So you will always know that, even though we haven't seen each other in a year, talked to each other in a year, and I haven't felt your guys' kisses or hugs in a year, Grandpa never, ever, or Ba, ever went a day without thinking about you guys. We love you. And we miss you guys so much. Always remember that. You have grandparents out here that love you and would do anything for you. But your mom won't allow it. So, there it is. I hope that answered some questions. Always remember, Ba and Grampa love you. And we miss you guys so much. Bye.